Hello everyone, today on the 1 Year Life Transformation Challenge, we want to talk about how to enjoy your job, how to enjoy work. Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about a subject that takes up the majority of your life. I mean, most people work 40 hours a week. And if you remove sleep from the equation, it's generally the thing they do the most. So it's an important subject to come across. I get a lot of emails and I talk to a lot of clients about their job and whether it's fulfilling. And as always, I'm going to start with a quote. The quote is, "Choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life." Now that's a translation from Confucius, and I'll repeat that. Choose a job that you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Probably the key message for me in that quote by the great Chinese author is that choose a job you love. I don't care what your parents want you to be. I don't care what you've fallen into. I don't care that you got this promotion, which is this, and you couldn't control it. You get to choose, and ultimately that choice is where your power lies. If you're in a bad job, you chose to be there. If you're in a good job, you chose to be there. Having that mindset is incredibly important because that empowers you to make changes if necessary. So a lot of my coaching clients who come to me are at the stage where they're looking at a career change or they hate their job. And ultimately it's become a very, very big theme, and I'm huge on this. I'm a big proponent of doing work that you love. And that's because of my personal story. Only a few years ago I had a job in which I was earning more than the Prime Minister of Australia. And I had a huge amount of income, and ultimately I wasn't happy. And what I was doing and how I was manifesting that, I was buying 7 Series BMWs and M5s, all this sort of toys and things like that, spending that money to try and forget the fact I hated my job. And it doesn't work. It works for a little while, but that's why when people talk to me, I can't quit my job because the money's great. I don't know if I think that's voodoo economics. That's Ronald Reagan voodoo economics, because ultimately what happens is when you work in a job that you hate, and you can check my video on purpose, I explain this more, you spend a lot of money trying to get away from it. People I know, they go to Bali and Thailand and exotic locations all the time, really just trying to forget about work. That's what's driving a lot of them drink, and a lot of workaholics are also alcoholics. And ultimately a lot of that money gets blown because they don't feel good. When you're happy and content, you don't spend money. Therefore, if you're earning less in a job that you don't like, it doesn't matter because you're spending less. That's really important to remember. Happy people spend less. Unhappy people spend more. Therefore, when you do a net income perspective, you're better off being in a job that you're happy in all the time. And that was my personal story. Changing my job was so important. What I was doing was not my purpose. It might be some other people's purpose, but it was not my purpose. I was running franchises, I was selling computer products, I was traveling, and none of it felt to me like it was serving good in the long run. And I definitely wasn't happy, and it didn't matter how much money I earned more and more money. Ultimately, I felt that I needed to make a change. And this is how I did it in my new role, which is obviously I'm my own boss. But ultimately, this is the advice I give to people who are in this same sort of position and thinking, is this job right for me, or how can I enjoy it more? Now, the number one piece of advice is stop hanging on to the haters. In my previous role, I used to remember when the phone would ring and it was another franchisee, I'd be like, oh, here we go. This is going to be a 20-minute, whinging session. And ultimately, in order to build rapport with people, you must agree with them on some level. I mean, try and have a conversation with someone who says, nah, don't agree, nah, you're crazy. Conversation won't last very long. So even if you're not a negative person, hanging around negative people, in order to build rapport, you will tend to nod and agree to things you might not agree with. But what's really happening is subconsciously you're accepting this information. And remember, there's no problem outside of thought. And if there's no problem outside of thought, then ultimately what they're saying isn't really relevant to you. And if you keep thinking about it though, it will become a problem internally. So a lot of problems are driven by what people perceive and believe. Now, it's hard enough with your brain constantly spinning, saying this is no good, this is no good. Having other people coming in and reinforcing that serves you no value. Move away from those people and start to see how you feel about your job. Quite often that's enough for people to start reevaluating whether their job is great or not. And remember, you don't want to leave a job because someone else hates it. You want to make the right choice for you. So move away from the people who are constantly whinging about the job. You can do that politely, or you might have to wear some headphones at work or something like that, but you'll need to do it in order to make the next step work, which is number 2. Ask for more in your job which you like. There must be some component of your job you like. I know in my previous job, traveling and speaking to people was really important to me. And when I did that, I was really happy. But I wish I would have asked for more of that. And in your job, there must be a component, whether it's the analysis, or whether it's delivery, whether it's the execution, whether even it's the morning shift versus late shift. Ask and be strong and confident about getting more of what you want. Employers know that happy employees are the best benchmark of success. So find out what you like and ask for more of it. And spend more time doing the things that you like in your job rather than the things you don't like. I know we all have like maybe 20% of our job that if we get rid of, it'd be a perfect job. We'll give it a go. See if you can get rid of a little bit of that 20% that you hate. Number 3 is be present. I was talking to a friend recently who's been unemployed for a few years, and he was really worried about starting his job. And the funny thing, which was I said to him, and which ultimately he found, was that there's no problem when he's at the job. The only problem is before and after the job when he thinks about it. And when you're present, and that's because he works in a fast-paced job, when you're present, you're not thinking about it being a bad job. So be present, which is a great skill to practice, being mindful. When you're mindful in the good times, you enjoy them more. When you're mindful in the bad times, they don't hang over you. So be present in your job, and you'll find that all of a sudden the day goes much quicker. Number 4 way to enjoy your job is to get better at it. People naturally like to do things they're good at, but quite often in our job we get into routine and mundane and we coast on autopilot. I've seen so many jobs, and I've been guilty myself, where you get to a high level and you enjoy getting to that high level, but then you just coast because you've got it all down pat. Get better, look at your options and explore them, because the better you get at something, the more you'll like it. And number 6 step, you've tried all these things, still not enjoying your job, leave. Your life is too short to stay in a job you don't like. In fact, your life is too short to do anything that makes you unhappy for too long. Jobs aren't always great, and they need to be done to deliver the income. But you don't need the money you think you need. Once you know, one, that you can leave your job and be happy, once you're happy at another job, you'll get better, and even if the income's less, you'll get so good at it, you'll be offered more money. You have the choice. One of the top 5 deathbed regrets, which is another video I've done, is that people worked in jobs they didn't like. When you die, there's no award for sticking at a job that you hated. No one high-fives you or gives a big eulogy on how he hated his job and he stuck at it. Ultimately, your job defines your day. You spend so much time doing it. What you want to do is you want to, 1, stop hanging around the people who are whinging. 2, ask for more of what you're good at or you like. 3, be present and be mindful during the day, and it will buzz past. 4, get better at that job. 5, change your story about your job. You're doing it for a bigger purpose, then maybe that will just be the motivation you need. And 6, if it's not working, just leave. You have the choice. During this 12-month transformation challenge, I need you to think about your job, think about how you can make it better, and think about what other options you have, because you're in control of your destiny. Thank you. If you want to get daily updates, check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another video. Goodbye. Hello everyone. Jump on YouTube and become a subscriber for special features that are unlocked once you click the subscribe button. Audiobooks, novels, a whole collection of information that isn't available on Facebook or Twitter is available for you as a subscriber on YouTube. So jump on now.